Way more than what I was expecting from MIAT is the note that I wrote as we were landing in Seoul. MIAT Mongolian is the flag carrier of the country, and their airline simply punches quite a bit above its weight category. Today, we're going to be flying them to Seoul, the most popular destination from Ulaanbaatar. By the way, if you're ever curious about the price that I paid for this flight, or the equipment that I use on a daily basis while traveling and creating, all of that can be found in the description below. Let me welcome any of you that might be new to the channel. My name is Kevin. Over the last 5 years, I've flown over 130 airlines, so I could bring you my self-funded, drama-free, and honest takes on them all. Not to mention the over 200 hotels and resorts that I've reviewed so far. Scan the QR code to explore the destinations I've covered and learn more about the channel. Without further ado, let's get flying. Our early morning arrival from Frankfurt was extra early, landing around an hour ahead of schedule. When flying to a small airport, this sometimes brings up a unique experience. For example, landing so early that the transit facilities weren't open yet. While waiting for around 30 minutes for it to open, I was first in line and noticed that the line behind me was really not that long considering my flight from Frankfurt, as well as wide-body flights from Tokyo and Seoul just landed as well. It seems that not many people take advantage of their really low fares for connecting flights. Once through security, I was deposited into a very sleepy terminal. The transit area leads you directly to the Blue Sky Lounge, where I camped out for the next few hours as the sun began to come up. The lounge is small but exceptionally well kept, though a few more windows wouldn't hurt. I actually really enjoyed the food concept here. Normally in a lounge this small, you'd get a small spread of chilled dishes and maybe 2 or 3 hot dishes on offer. One usually a soup, all 3 of them probably heated for far too long. Here though, they went full takeaway packaging, which I think is a great idea. It allows them to offer a wide variety of dishes from udon to Caesar salads to sandwiches to hearty meat dishes. And let's face it, the microwave will be just as kind to your food as it's sitting on a hot plate for 3 hours. The only downside to the lounge is that there are no restrooms inside it, and the restrooms airside in the airport in general were woefully undersized. You know that to be true when the men's room has lines out the door. This is Genghis Khan International Airport, which opened just in 2021, and has a small terminal which looks like a fat beetle to me from above. It's a small, efficient airport designed for 3 million passengers per year, though they're already over 2 million, so this might get crowded in the years to come. This airport was built out of necessity. The old airport is located much closer to the city, this one being 52 kilometers away. But due to the proximity to the mountains and the weather patterns, the old facility wasn't up to the challenge of growing international connections. At the time of my flight, this airport had a banked schedule, which accounts for why it looks so incredibly busy. Essentially, all of their flights take off from between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., noon and 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. and 10 p.m., with shops going as far as to close down in between those times. MIAT's fleet is nearly entirely Boeing at this point, with 3 wide-bodies, one 767 and 2 of them are 787s, one of which I flew in on from Frankfurt. My flight to Seoul sees all of their aircraft types depending on the day. Seoul is by far the most popular destination from Ulaanbaatar, and accounts for 36% of all international traffic at the airport. That's our 11-year-old 737-800 being towed into the gate now. Boarding was done by zone, and after scanning my boarding pass, I was told that I was changed to 1A from my selected seat of 3A for an unexplained reason. I was greeted as I stepped on board and took in the classic 2x2 business class cabin. Admittedly, there's not a lot that distinguishes one type of recliner from another in these types of setups, so when you sit down and find an exceptionally comfortable one, it's quickly noticeable, as was the case with this one. It's not the most modern seat, and perhaps that's why, but this was the most comfortable recliner I've sat in. The seats are wide and pretty deep, plenty of padding. The upright angle was just right, and the armrests were high enough. I generally find them to be a good inch or two too low for me. The seats were also in great condition, and in the bulkhead we had a decent amount of legroom. Water or juice was passed around by the very friendly but more reserved crew, and the safety video began. If you're enjoying the video and would like to support the channel, there are many ways that you could do so. A quick like on the video and subscribe helps with the algorithm, or you could check out my Patreon, linked in the description below. On Patreon, I post everything from early access or Patreon-only videos, to newsletters, my best tips and tricks to save money on travel, glimpses behind the scenes, detailed advanced itinerary maps, and much, much more. Think of it as a toolbox to save money on or simply improve your next trip, especially if it's in Southeast Asia. If you have specific questions about your upcoming trips, I can help with that too. Whatever you do though, thanks very much for doing it. Some beautiful views of the very arid landscape coming up. Bottles of water were passed around and the meal was about to begin. Let's take a quick look at the comforts on board. The pillow on this flight was smaller compared to my last flight, but appropriate for a recliner and nice and firm. The blanket is the same, a nice weight and cozy. Different, and oddly enough, nicer slippers were offered on this short flight. Things started off with hot towels and some pine nuts, which, it sounds absurd to say, but pine nuts actually taste like pine. I've had them before, but they're always in something. I've never had them just alone. For the meal, we had a choice of 3 mains: beef, lamb, or fish. The same 3 choices as the previous flight, the same 3 categories at least. I chose the beef. Some of you know my lack of love and admiration for beets, so I'm sure it was good, but I left that alone. The main dish was good, if not a bit gamey, compounded by the fact that I think the potatoes were cooked in lamb fat. But the meat was tender and everything was well prepared, it's just not to my taste. For quality and presentation, I think we're at an 8 out of 10. For personal taste, I'd say a 5, but I don't hold that against them. After the trays were collected, we had dessert, which was some sort of mango mousse cake and coffee. An efficient meal by a very pleasant crew who were constantly checking in on the cabin to look for opportunities to refill drinks and the like. Entertainment on board is on a clear and responsive monitor mounted on the bulkhead for row number 1. The content isn't extensive, but you'll find something to keep you entertained. Thankfully, they also had a moving map. Headphones are the same model as my previous flight and are high quality for a short regional flight. Restrooms on board were kept very clean and tidy throughout the flight. And before I knew it, we were descending into Seoul after a very low and zigzaggy flight. Here's a look at our actual route. So MIAT Mongolian is a carrier that I'd be happy to fly again for the prices that they charge. I just wish there was a good place to credit the points and miles earned from their flights. When I booked, Air France was one of the few airline programs that you could choose to enter your frequent flyer number for, but in the end, my specific flights didn't qualify to earn any points there. All in all, I'm happy to keep MIAT at a 7.
오늘도 저희 disclosed 항공을 이용해 주셔서 대단히 감사합니다. 저희 승무원을 비롯한 모든 직원들
So I really do hope that you enjoyed this trip report to Mongolia today. If you did, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss my twice weekly videos. I'll see you next time on Vietnam Airlines to Bangkok. As always, thanks for watching until the end.